Okay. Welcome to 24 Slayton. This is Gabe.
Gabe's.
I used to work with Gabe back in a while ago. Dub.
Yeah, we've known each other, 25 years?
That's a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good long time.
Then he went on to bigger and better things. Left us all behind.
Well, for me, everybody, that's relative, I guess, for everyone.
Yeah. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about let's go back to Dub. Some of the things we did at Dub or some of the things you did at Dub.
No, I was there from the beginning, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were in Santa Fe Springs, the first one?
I'm sorry?
You were at Santa Fe Springs or were you at Rosemead?
No, Santa Fe Springs.
Okay.
And later Rosemead, but both. Wow, I was there before Dub started.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I was there when it basically its inception.
Okay. Yeah.
With the whole crew back then. But I was with them before, like when we were all together in a different project before that.
Insider.
And
Yeah.
and then all that craziness with the concerts and the magazine, and then switched over when broke away when Dub started and worked with those guys and it was a great learning experience, man. It was like I learned what it took to kind of create something like a vision from the get-go and just kind of build it from there. So it did help me out a lot in how to pursue, like how to turn nothing into something.
Yeah.
That was to be a part of that from the get-go. Like it's not something you can really learn in school or anything. It's just one of those things where you just got to get in there and just figure it out. And that was really, a great school to see watching how you create an LLC and how to do all these other factors, like budgeting and marketing and guerrilla marketing, which was a whole other different thing. And then, writing and, planning and executing, because there's nobody there to hold your hand. You had to do it all yourself.
Yeah. And everybody was learning it. Everybody was learning at the same time too, right?
Yeah. Everybody, I mean, we all had different skill sets, but we all were basically learning as we were going. And then the problems that come as you grow success, more money, more problems. Like it's true. The more successful we got, the more people came at us. More people wanted a piece of it. That's good to know. That was something that I didn't experience. I was young. I was like in early to mid 20s, and to have experienced all those things, and then when I left Dub, and I was a bit lost because it's like that environment. It's like it's not a structured environment. It's so fluid.
Yeah.
So trying to get to a 9 to 5 from that, it's like you don't see the world the same way. Like I think if you go into a 9 to 5, which is nothing bad, but I think when you're into that structure, like you go to school, there's a structure, your whole life. Then there's structure at home for most people. Then you go into a structured environment at work, and you have your hours, your days off, and your duties that you have to do to perform so you get paid. Yeah, but when it's all on you, like you got to make these moves, or you don't get paid, you don't eat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you got to go hunting, or you don't eat.
It's a little different.
You don't have gas for your car. You can't pay your car. You can't do all these things. You don't have insurance. Don't have anything. So it's like you're on your own, and it's both scary if you've never done it, but also like it changes your worldview because you realize like the rules are not, you could work outside of that, almost like, and it's a great school if you have the guts for it's not for everybody, and I don't recommend it for everybody. I think a lot of people try it and it's not for them. It's hard to thrive, but I think it laid the foundation for me because the entertainment industry as a whole is like that. Even what I do is like that, even though there's, like it's a network thing. You have to meet people. You got to talk to them. You got to convince them that you're worth investing in. I mean, that's hard for almost anybody at any given point. So to be able to thrive under those conditions, it creates like a whole other synapses in your brain to kind of go at things.
Yeah.
I think more people are like that now than before, but back then it was like get a job, pay your bills, maybe you get a little quad or a little bike, or you get your truck and get a little house, and you have all those things. Maybe go on the weekends to the lake or whatever river. It's like a lot of my friends, people that I grew up with, did that. And it's fine. They work at a union, they have a good job, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that wasn't my path, and I'm grateful that like dub was the thing I needed to learn. That was like a university for that. But yeah.
And then, so what'd you go to after that? After you left dub?
After that, I tried a few things. I was offered like marketing jobs, and I did well. You know what I mean? Just keeping the whole, doing my, my thing, and earning my keep.
Yeah.
Did a few marketing for some companies. I had good ideas, and that's the thing. I had ideas that I was never always to like bring to fruition because it was other people, someone else's vision.
Yeah.
It was being guided, and I was there to support it, and I learned. But there's a point where you're like, gotta go out and do your own thing, or else you're just gonna be, there. And a lot of people that stayed, who kind of like that comfort of just being part of something, but not leading. Like they might be in a supportive role, but that wasn't what I wanted, and so. And it showed in the way I approached it. I think I was kind of tired of it already. And so when I left, it became like I just went out there and I flexed my creative muscles in this way, and it worked for me for a while. And then the economic downturn happened, so I had to get a job for a minute because nobody had money to for marketing and stuff. Everybody was like tightening their budgets. When that happened, so I got myself a 9 to 5. I worked in the travel industry, just kind of like, something to do. I hated it. I mean, I like traveling. I got like those perks, but I freaking hated the corporate structure. And it was I was making good money, but that wasn't like, it just sucked. It just ate at me.
Yeah.
I needed to do what I wanted to do. I was getting older, and I was like, I need to either take a chance on me or fucking die. And so that's what happened. And a few incidents. Let's see, like I was living with a girl. Everything was going well, but then all of a sudden, it all fell apart. It fell apart just as I found a way into the film industry. I got myself on a commercial. Got myself on an indie film. Like through people that I knew before.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't know shit. Didn't know nothing about nothing. You couldn't, they were saying things I was like, I don't know what that means, like nothing at all. But I wanted to be in it. And so on this indie film I worked on, there was a buddy of mine from high school who kind of put it together. He's been in the industry for years up to that point. So he called me, hey man, I know you're good at organizing stuff. I need you to come in and be my like UPM. I'm like, what the hell's a UPM?
Yeah.
And I was just like he told me kind of more or less like I basically help him with everything, like overall the logistics of the film and whatnot. And I did it, and I didn't know what I was doing, but I kind of figured it out. And I had the best compliment was from a camera guy. He's an actual local 600. He works on films and television and stuff. So this guy is legit. Tells me like, dude, how long have you been doing this, man? He's like, first thing ever. He looked at me like, if you never told me that, I would never have known that. Like I would never have figured that out.
Yeah.
Like, this is your first anything? He goes, yeah, my first anything. But luckily that got me into to know people. That got me my first gigs in the industry. And I think my first ever like official union job was a Walmart commercial. And the reason I got it was because it was an overnight.
Yeah.
We shot, like we were working in a store, so we had to wait until the store closes, shoot the commercial through the night, and then get out of there by the time the store opens in the morning. And people hated that stuff, like, because you're working overnights. It does suck, because it just messes with your sleeping pattern, especially if it's like a 1 or 2 day gig.
Yeah.
Like you're just, if you don't adjust well to being up all night working and then going home sleeping, even though it's like, you're all off. So it was a great opening for me because somebody quit, didn't want to do it, and somebody recommended me. I went there, showed up at 5 p.m., hung out for like prepped for 3 hours, and then store closed, and we went in there, shot the commercial, came out for 2 days, and dude, it's like that. They liked the way I did stuff, and then that got me my next job, and then that job got me the next one, and then it just snowballed from there. But I knew that if I didn't take advantage of this, it's like I felt like, I saw the other PAs because I was a PA, so I started. I'd see how like over it they were. They're like, oh, I gotta do this, and they would make me do everything, but I didn't care because I wanted to learn everything. Like I would ask questions, and they were kind of making fun of me because I didn't know a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm older than those guys were. I'm in my 30s now, and these guys were like 23, 24, all jaded about being PAs. I was like, dude, I'm ready to do this. Like, what's up? And they did. It got me my next job. The production coordinator was like, dude, I like the way you work, man. I got a gig next week. You want it? He goes, yeah. Boom. Then I met an AD on that one. He's like, hey, I like the way you work. He goes, give me your number. I'll get you more jobs. He's like, I like the way, boom. And it's like, but I think being in my 30s when I got to be just a PA, my work ethic was already established. I think when you're young, you're still trying to figure out stuff. And I think it's as much an advantage as a hindrance.
Yeah.
So I thought at first it was a hindrance. Like, damn, dude, I'm older. Like, these guys are all young and, but dude. It actually, I ran circles around those guys, and then it got me, I advanced in the industry faster. In fact, some of those people I saw are still in the same position when I was already, moving forward.
Yeah.
And so, yeah. And then from there, got my first TV gigs, first feature film gigs, different dynamics, commercials to TV to features, very, very different. Music videos, very different. People, it's the same thing, but the approach is different. The vibe is different. The professionalism is different.
Yeah.
And so, as an AD, which is, I figured out I wanted to do that. It's the thing that most called to me. It's different. Like, it's the same. You do the same thing, but the approach is different. You have certain responsibilities in commercials you don't have in television.
Okay.
You have certain responsibilities you don't have in film. And there's things in film and commercial that don't even even the way small details like the way you measure time when you're, stuff like that. But no, man, it's that I really credit being in dub as a great foundation to that helped me advance in what I'm currently doing now.
So what do you do now?
Well, I'm assistant director.
What movies have you worked on?
Oh, God. Movies? In the last 10 years, I've worked on, more recent, Oppenheimer. Mm-hmm. I've worked on...
I watched that not too long ago. I watched that not too long ago.
Yeah, Oppenheimer and Barbie, actually. I worked on both of them. And when I say that, I wasn't... A lot of these, they bring me in when they have a lot of background or a lot of stuff. So I day play a lot. I staffed shows and I staffed films. I worked on like Maverick. Some of the scenes that were there. The flying stuff, that was done way before I got in there. But did some of the more, the bar scenes and whatnot. We shot that. I worked on TV shows like The Mandalorian, WandaVision, the first part, like we're in the middle of COVID, hit right in the middle of that.
Yeah.
So like it changed the script and everything on the second half, but the first half with the TV, that's all. I shot that. We shot that here. The other stuff was shot in Atlanta. The second half, but that's just some of them. What else? This is Sugar for Apple TV, For All Mankind, Apple TV. What else? And in the new Star Wars, the Mandalorian Grogu film, I worked on that 2 years ago. It comes out, I think, May of 2026.
Okay.
But we wrapped that December of 2024. So that's still, a lot of the Star Wars short for Disney Plus, and then other stuff like that as well. ABC, NBC, Netflix, Paramount, a lot of stuff for Paramount, CBS, a lot of things like The Rookie and NCIS LA and all that stuff. What else? Oh man, a lot of stuff. Commercials, music videos, like so many over the last 10
Okay, so what was the hardest part you think that it was to get to, to get into not into the industry, but get to, I mean, you said it just worked hard, but like, what do you think was helped you to the next step other than your work ethic?
God, it's hard to say because if it's like anything else, if it was easy, everybody could do it.
Yeah.
I think you have to find your own path. Like I said, it's like you have to. It's not just who you know; it's who knows you. This industry is purely on reputation. Anybody, I mean, even if you're a nepo baby that got in because mom, dad, or uncle or someone you know got you in, you still got to prove it. You still got to be talented. You still got to be smart about it. Or they're just kind of like, okay, like eventually, no one's gonna want to work with you, or they're gonna think twice about it, or like, they're gonna you're bringing a lot of money into the whole situation. No one cares. You got to prove it eventually. You can get in easier, but it's creating that network is vital for everybody. And so, like, you get people, hey man, get me on the show, get me on this, and I have to think twice because if they do bad, I look bad. They don't risk anything. They lost their opportunity, but my reputation is get 10. So that's why there's gatekeeping a lot. Like if you ask me, hey man, can you give me? I go, bro, I've never worked with you. You're cool. I like you, but and you have to tell it to a lot of people. Like even my own family members, they're telling me like, yeah, okay, you should get, I get it. Let me go and talk. I like to meet with people, talk to them, kind of get a sense of who they are, ask questions, because if you mess it up, I'm the one who looks bad, not you.
Yeah.
And so that's the entire industry though. I'm talking from top to bottom. The only ones that can survive that kind of scrutiny are people with the connections. But for the vast majority of us, nah, dude. Like, so as long as but when you're the one people recommend and you knock it out of the park, not only do you make them look good, but then especially, and then the more important the person that recommends you, the more you're visible to more people, and more people want to talk to you, more people want to know what you're about. And so that's how it's like a steamroll, but just to get there, man, you have to prove it. But how do you prove it if how do you get the job? So it's like a catch-22. You can't get the job unless you prove it, but you can't prove it until you get the job.
Yeah.
So
I understand that.
See, so it's like you got to figure out that happy right there. That right there, I don't know how to tell you how to do it. I know how it happened for me, but it's not going to be the same way for other people. It's like you got to find, some people, they meet, someone through a school or through work or through different mediums, and they get the job, which is, a lot of people, it's a lot of failure, man. A lot of people fail at it because they don't know what they're doing. It's like, it's real work. I mean, being on set, being around crew, you got to prove yourself every single day. And it gets easier because you know what you're doing, but it also, you got to check yourself because every single day is different. A lot of people fail because they bring the same playbook to everything they do, and it doesn't work. You got to throw the playbook out and rewrite it every day.
Okay. Right.
And that's the thing, is you have to be flexible. You got to know you got to be a people person, but also you got to also, understand that, everyone's different. You got to have boundaries, but you also have to be flexible. And at least in my position, you have to be, because you're dealing with the entire crew. If you're hair and makeup, you could be a total asshole, but as long as you're good at hair and you're nice to the talent that you're fixing, they'll tolerate you, But like in my position, I have to be nice to them. I have to be professional to that person. I have to, assistant directors basically run the set, the whole assistant director team, the AD team. Their job is to make sure, in sometimes you have to check the director, because sometimes they take too long. They're, because they have their own issues, their own vision. And sometimes, like, are you kidding me? That's why some directors like to bring the same AD, because they know how to work together. They know, like, okay, today we're only going to shoot one scene because freaking director likes to take 40 takes.
Yeah.
So that's all we're going to do. Now, the budget's going to blow up because you're shooting one scene a freaking day, and then the producers and the money people come in, and that's when stuff gets crazy. But then they'll say, well, you need to check your guy. You need to tell him, hey, you got to cut it down to half. do 20 takes and that's it, if that's what they like. And other directors, they just want 1 or 2 takes and let's move on. We're going to shoot 10 scenes today or whatever. Like, holy shit. And it does move, and that's why the actors have to be ready. That's why you have to make sure the actors are good. They got what they need to get on set and just nail it. Because this director doesn't want to spend fucking all day on one scene. Yeah. Like, he wants to move on. He wants to get it, shoot it all. And, so everybody's different. They're all artists. And so an AD has to check them, support them, figure out what's the best way to do things, understand how the whole system works every single day. And every single day is different. Every sales set is different. Like, I could have 350 background one day and only 12. And I could tell you that those 12 are bigger pain in the ass than 350 background. Because I prepare differently for that. But then I have like 12 fucking prima donnas, dude. That it's like, why 12 people, dude? I just handled 350 and you 12 are driving me crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just different. It's like, it should be technically easier dealing with, but you got personalities you're dealing with. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so, so I mean, there's so many dynamics to it, man, that it's like, I'm just never boring, ever. It's like, if someone says it's boring, they're probably not good at their job.
So you mostly work on different sets. So you're not on, like, if you have the same movie, you're on it, but you go from like set to set, from place to place.
That's almost the entire industry, bro. Yeah. Like directors, everybody. So you have your production company, but as like an AD, or even if you're different departments, grip, electric, like, you work with different teams. Sometimes you do work with the same team on different projects. I have teams that work in commercials mostly. I have a team that I work on television, like various AD teams. They'll bring me on for certain things. Film AD teams, there's an AD and he likes his people because it's really vital how we all work together. Because it's like taking things off your plate. I mean, you want people who can handle it, that I don't have to worry about those guys. He's handled the actors. He's handling the background. He's handling the call sheet and all the little things. And then this guy's on set with me. So you bring a team together that doesn't always work though. Like, some ADs are assholes, like first ADs are assholes that don't work well with anybody because they're old school or they're just whatever. Yeah. And so they bring in people that are just yes men that don't know what to, they have to wait to do something. And you have teams, like some teams I work with, like the first AD takes on a lot of the burden, but takes care of everybody. But he also, delegates out and trusts us to do our job. And that's when, like, we actually end up working more because people say, dude, these guys get the shit done. And it's because we all separate and we run it, and so it even if things go sideways, we're still effective, and so and a lot of times it goes sideways because a director or a client agency, if we're dealing with commercials, are making decisions or they're not making decisions, causing things to go off the rails. And so, next thing you know, we're working 12, 13, 14-hour days. And then, we're up against the clock here. And then we still got 2 or 3 more days of this stuff. So it's like, are we going to get the shot? Are we going to do this? So there's a lot. It's every day. It's like, boom, you're on it. You can't drop the ball. You got to keep going. And on the rare occasions you do drop the ball, dude, you want to just bury yourself somewhere, man. Because it's like, oh, man, I can't believe it. But because you do so well, about 99% of the time you're forgiven. Because like, okay, dude, we all have that day where we just like forgot and you're just like, fuck, you're like, okay, well, but. So
what's the fun part about your job now? The perks.
All that,
like the perks.
all that, bro. All that is fun. Yeah. That's the thing. All of that is fun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Those challenges.
All those things. It's fun. Like it sounds like there are issues. No, it's part of the fun. Mm-hmm. You think that, you're going to problem solve all day. It's a given. There's no such thing as a smooth shoot. There have been some more smoother than others. A lot of times there's surprises. Like, oh, damn, we're done. Like that was, yeah, because everybody's on it.
Yeah.
But it's like everybody just clicks. But you're dealing with a crew of 100 people, whatever. Someone's it's like our job is to pick up and make sure all that stuff is going. Some days you got a guy who's distracted and he's a sound guy and he's like, dude, we're about to roll sound, dude. Where is he at? And he's over there talking because he's distracted. And then other times, it's like, oh my God, these stand-ins, we're always looking for them. Where are they at? You know, they're all crafty eating, and we got to go send someone to go get them. It's like, come on, dude. I was like, but there's times when everybody's on it. Everybody's just there, and it just flows, dude. And it's like, but either way, man, it's fun. I don't think anybody that does it sees it as not fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's challenging. It's frustrating. It's pisses you off at times but at the end of the day, you're like, dude, you get home, you feel like, okay, man, this is, you know, you got home,
Yeah.
you're good, you know. So it's all fun, bro. It's all fun. It's just that, like I said, it could be frustrating for some people.
What are you looking for after this? Where are you going to go after? What, you're at 80 right now, or what?
Well, I've directed a music video. I've directed a couple shorts. You know, you learn a lot being next to directors. It's like the best film school ever. I mean, watching Chris Nolan or watching Jon Favreau or Bryce Dallas Howard or watching, like, you know, all these different directors, TV features, all this stuff, you know, name dropping, but still, like, just being in on set with them.
Yeah.
Watching their process, like Fernando Meirelles, all these guys, like, it's like, dude, like, I love their films, and then I'm watching them do it. You know, it's like, it's the best, and you're there, but you also, in doing your job, you learned. Like there's a lot of people I see, like, especially the privileged, the ones who get on the sets.
Yeah.
They're there. They want to be behind there, looking at director work, and it's like, you could observe, but you're not really learning. You're learning when you're doing your job, and you're in the trenches with them, and you're developing that shot. You're seeing what it takes to do these things, and then that right there is the best school, because you're actively involved in what this scene is going to be.
Yeah.
And so you understand, and when you see it, you know everything that just happened. You understand it in a very technical and artistic way. And so then you're just sitting there watching them. You know, it's like watching TV. It's like, you're not going to really pick up much. You do, but then, like, now you know how they set that shot up. Now you know how they lit that. You know how the tracking shot moves, and why they did this and why they did that. You know, you learn all this stuff, and you see how it's homages to things they've seen before, or what they're trying to achieve in this shot. You know, the lighting, all that stuff that I had no freaking clue that all that was there. Even the costumes, the makeup, the hair, all tells a story. You know, it all tells. It's like you dress someone, you think all of it has purpose.
Yeah.
From everything, even the lines they say, how they say it, the way they're acting, everything has purpose that informs you as an audience member who this person is without them having to tell you. You know, and then you start putting things together, like, by what they do. Like, oh, this guy, you know, likes to eat peanut butter with his fingers, right? And you realize, oh, he's eating peanut butter. Like, what is it? And you realize that he's eating peanut butter because he's nervous about something, or you catch him. There's little details like that. Like, I'm just throwing that out, but it's like, these are things that, and then he's always wearing white. Why would you eat peanut butter wearing white? Like, what does that mean? There's things behind it. It's telling you a story. And when you watch it, you're already informed just by watching them. You know, it's like, oh shit, like that's storytelling.
Yeah.
You know, which is different from what you see now, like with YouTubers and videographers. You know, you see those guys doing some cool shots with their phones and stuff.
Yeah.
Looks cool. And don't get me wrong, I like it, but it's not storytelling. It's just shooting. And that's cool, and it's what it does. But it's like commercials, marketing, that's good. That's cool for that. But cinematography, it's everything, even the lighting, everything. It all tells a story, and being around those people, you know. So when my directing, I found myself, like, you know, talking to my cinematographer, talking to my, you know, everybody, and it's like creating a shot together, collaboration. It's one of those things that it's hard to describe what it feels like to be able to work with people and bringing something, and then having them put in their perspective.
Yeah.
You know, and then watching the actors, and like, if it's a funny scene, you know, like working on that. But then if it's a dramatic scene, you gotta create space for the actor to bring that out. You know, you gotta do that hours before sometimes, like prep the scene, let them stew, even piss them off, like get them in that zone they need to be in, so they can give you that performance, because you don't have too many takes and emotional stuff. They need to nail it. If they can't nail it, it deteriorates the more times you have to do it. Because to bring that emotion up, to bring all that energy up, it's like, fuck, I didn't know that stuff until I was on set watching these things. And even intimate scenes, like, working with intimacy coordinators and watching how sex scenes are done, which are incredibly technical. You see in the scene with the music and people moving, but dude, it's like watching that, how it plays out. It also informs you, like, all the process. Or fight scenes, same thing. The choreography, the stunts that it takes. When somebody has to get hit by a car and they have to roll on top of it, or two guys are, like a John Wick style where they're boom, boom, like that. Okay, that they stop, but they do that so many times. But the intensity has to be built. They do one slow one, all right, here we go. And it's like, holy shit, are you okay, dude? Like, no, sometimes my shoulder's dislocated or this happened but the commitment from that stunt guy and the actor and everybody, it's like, yeah, someone got hurt and you feel bad. But dude, like, don't feel bad. Like, they're like, you could see the camaraderie. Like, dude, I know, I go to hospital with my sling, like, but it's like, there's like amazing beauty and art in that. They all feel, they all understand that. And so seeing all those things, it's the best film school you could do, is just be on a set. Film school has its privileges and it has advantages. Yeah. You do learn a lot, but honestly, it's like, if you just went to a set, you'd get a lot of the same hands-on training. But I think the best is when you're able to go to film school, but be open to learning, being on set, and just paying your dues, not thinking that you're ready to freaking shoot your Oscar-winning film. Yeah. Just go in there and PA. Go in there and just learn from the ground up and get yourself involved in the different departments. And then you take that knowledge and you take that experience and, dude, like, then you're off to the races. And, I only had one part of that. Yeah. I didn't have the other. But a lot of times these guys are all academic and they're not experienced, but they think they're ready. So they're just pissing around like, oh man, you don't understand. I used to do this. And I was like, dude, nobody fucking cares, bro. No one cares that your student film won awards. No one gives a shit. Yeah. No one cares about that stuff. But, again, it's one of those things where, I think it's like just getting that experience on set is the most valuable thing. And so that's where I'm going with it. It's like producing. I have a few projects coming up, horror film, a couple of shorts, and then a feature and a TV show I'm developing right now. Okay. With a writer and a producer. So we'll see where that goes.
So it should be good.
I hope so.
Yeah. You're just reaching for the stars now.
Oh, heck yeah.
So what, let me see, you did that. What is your advice maybe to help somebody that's stuck and they want to think of something else and they're thinking about just moving on to maybe this or something else? What do you think they should?
Like, you talk about like moving into something? Bro, you have to take a chance on yourself, man. You got to take a leap of faith. That's what I learned, at least for me. I lived in my car for a year when I made the transition to this. Yeah. It's not something I really share too much, but yeah, man. I slept in my car, went to the gym for showers, sister's couch, all so I could be close to sets, because I wasn't living in close enough to like Santa Clarita and all these areas where a lot of TV shows and commercials were being shot or in and around. But at the time, not having a place to live. So my sister lived in Riverside. So that was the closest couch I had. I had family, but you don't want to bother people. And so, plus I needed to get up super early a lot of times. So it's like, you gotta, yeah, man, you gotta want it bad. You really want to have to want. It's like anything else in life, man. It's like, you hear it so much, cliches. Oh, you gotta want it. It's like, yeah, like till you're sleeping in your car and trying to figure out what your next move is, but at the same time being freaking happy that you're doing what you love to do. Yeah. It's like, it was like, I always tell people, I was like, I had my relationship had ended as I was starting my journey, and I was both heartbroken and excited about my, it was the weirdest juxtaposition, emotions. I was like over here like, damn, dude, it's over. But damn, dude, I'm working on this. I just was on a commercial with Robert Downey Jr. Yeah. The hell, dude. And he said hi to me. Like, it doesn't mean much, but to me, it's like, dude, I got on a set and I earned that. I did that. And all of a sudden it's like, oh shit, I'm in the same room as Tom Cruise. Yeah. So I'm in the room with Samuel L. Jackson. I'm in the same room as, these people that I just grew up watching TV and films and whatnot. And even TV shows that I was watching, all of a sudden I'm like, oh shit, I'm on this TV show now. Yeah. Like working on this with the actors, and like, hey, Gabriel, hey. Now it's normal.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm working with, these guys and they'll know me by my first name. And it's like, yeah, I'm friends from work. You know what I mean? I was like, it's, I don't think about it. I've been in the middle of the street in downtown LA talking to a big A-list actor, and we're talking films. Like, we're talking about old school films, and because that's what we were talking about.
Yeah.
And we're laughing and everything. And I like I'm just having a conversation with a coworker. Really, that's all it was.
Yeah.
And then oh yeah, hey, they called me. Hey, they want you on set. Like, okay, she walked away, went to set, and then I had a PA come up to me. She's like, I didn't know you were all buddies with this. I'm like, I didn't think of it. She was seeing it like, oh, he's this big actor. And you're like, oh, I mean, we're just talking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I just realized, like, damn, dude, it's like, I probably would have been like her. Like, seeing someone having that conversation or have just, talking to a coworker. But it happened to be this guy who's won awards and has done big things. And I've watched since I was, before I got in the industry, when we were working at Dub 25 years ago. You know what I mean? Like, I would go see a movie and this guy was in it.
Yeah.
And so, here I am having a conversation about old films, and we're laughing about like stuff, and like two guys just shooting the breeze. And so, my suggestion is, like, you gotta want it, man. You gotta, like, sacrifice everything, and take a chance on yourself. If you, it's not a failure if it doesn't work out, because you'll know whether it's for you or not. If it's for you, you're not gonna stop. You're gonna figure it out. Like I said, when I was heartbroken, it was enough for me to just completely quit on shit. But I was like, no, I'm doing this. I'm working, towards something I really want to do. And sure enough, it all worked out. And that attitude, bro, it's like, that old saying that I think there's only two things in this world you can control: your attitude and your effort. That's all it was. My attitude and my effort. That's the only thing I can control. I can't control what people thought of me. If I got, nothing. But as long as I had control of those two things, it moved me up. And so it's possible for everyone. But I think if you're not willing to take that leap of faith on yourself, sacrifice everything, not have a plan B, not have a safety net, you can't operate like that. You in this industry, at least. And I think anytime you're because your next job is dependent on the job you're on.
Yeah.
That's how you get the next job. And so it's like a lot of people want job security. It's no fucking thing. No such thing as job security in what I do. I like, this past year was hard. I didn't know where my next job was coming from. I would be like, dude, I have nothing lined up because just the way the industry is right now. But sure enough, I get a call. Hey, man, are you available next week? Yeah. Then all of a sudden I'm like, dude, I don't know. Okay, I got a job for next week. Cool. I just got off one job. And all of a sudden it's like, what am I going to do? I don't know. Should I make some calls? Should I call people? And before I know it, hey, Gabe, you available? Dude. It's like, oh yeah, boom, next job. Yeah. And then next job. Hey, can you come in? I got 100 background. I need someone to come in. Dude, I'm there. That's 3 days there. Then just patch them. Before, I used to have everything booked for months. I knew what jobs I was on, but now it's hard. But the crazy thing is this: I'm at a point where people are calling me.
Yeah.
Not me calling them. I've almost folded. I was like, I gotta call people. See, I need job. I need to work. They call me still, but that's only because that network of mine has grown, and people know, like, hey, dude, let me see if Gabe's available. Like, imagine that conversation is being had where I'm not there.
Yeah.
And the first person they're thinking about is me. Why? Because of what I've done. They've seen me working. They see what I do. They know that if they bring me in, they don't have to worry about that. And so that's where you want to be. And the only way you get there is by just going all out. Because that's the key, is to have that network, have people rely on you and say, dude, and I'm talking about like on big shows and big commercials and big films. Like, I mean, people who answer to Tarantino or answer to Nolan, answer to calling me to come in to help them on this. Yeah. And they'll give me a week's work or 3 days or a day on a commercial, big commercial, Super Bowl commercial or Nike commercial or Walmart or something else. You know what I mean? Like, Toyota or Hyundai or whatnot. It's like you get calls. And I know people that have been finding work even though they've been calling people. And it sucks. They're good people. They're, but their network is, they don't work their network. They don't grow it.
Yeah.
They're comfortable being the person they knew got them all the jobs for 20 years. And all of a sudden that person quit because of the way the industry turned. And now they're asked out. And now they're over here losing houses and having to move back to wherever they're from. And it sucks, man. But
so the industry's picked up since.
It's starting to. I mean, the industry is going through a whole shift.
Like since the strike or whatever it was, right?
Before that, it's
Yeah.
a streaming messed a lot of things up because a lot of the higher ups didn't understand it. They like to think they do, but they're not. They're like everybody's an idiot. Everyone. I mean, it's like having a asking a doctor how to change your spark plugs. Oh, he could teach you how to fix a broken bone, but he doesn't know shit about spark plugs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And even within doctors, you can ask a foot specialist how to work on your brain, right?
Yeah.
It's like you got to go with people who know that. But that foot specialist couldn't tell you about how to get out of a ticket. Doesn't even know about the law, right? It's like the whole thing is if just because you're good at accounting doesn't mean you're a good filmmaker or understand the way film works, or just because you went to Wharton Business School doesn't mean you understand the way the industry. You're seeing numbers, you're seeing your duty to give to your shareholders, but you're destroying the art. It's like a balance.
Yeah.
Like the art and the business. It's always been art and business together. And I think the business people are overthinking it, thinking that the art serves them, but it's the other. It's not even that. It's like symbiotic. Like both serve each other. But until that balance comes out, who knows?
Okay. That's
So
makes sense.
Like if you watch The Offer, The Godfather,
Yeah.
there's a show called The Offer.
Oh,
It's
no.
like
I haven't only seen the original Godfather.
You haven't seen it? Well, in the dude, it's a shame, bro. I don't even know why I'm here now. No, there's a movie on I think it's on Paramount Plus. It's called The Offer. It's how the Godfather, the original Godfather, got made.
Okay.
And you see the business and you see the art side, and see how those two clashes. And the fact is, when the business lets the art do its thing, the art delivers the business. And it's like Paramount was like about to go bankrupt, and then The Godfather brought it out of. It made so much money, being such a big hit. But if they never allowed it to do what it needed to do, and all the stuff that the producer had to go through to make that film happen, it just tells you like when the business trying to control it. Like, no, we can't do that. We got to do this. We got to change this actor. They didn't want Al Pacino. They didn't want to work with Marlon Brando. But they go, no, dude, these other guys that got to do it. And look what happens. So it's like that whole business and art. It's like I think with the streaming and all this stuff, I think the business got stronger than the art, and they're just trying to cook it. That's why they're talking about AI and they're laying off people and we could do this with AI. It's like you're an idiot. Dude. AI cannot do what artists do.
Yeah.
It's just a copy. It's not creating anything. It's just copying what's already been there, and doing it very poorly. You still need someone to So I think it's shifting. I think jobs are coming back, but slowly. We just got those $750 million tax credits, so it hasn't been fully utilized yet. It's starting to. Films are starting to take it. Plus, people like to shoot in LA.
Mm-hmm.
You can shoot it all year round. It's always good. We have all the infrastructure and logistics needed. Everywhere else you can go, but it's finite. Like you go to New York, they could handle a lot of productions, but not a lot. That's why they keep building studios over there. Atlanta's tapped out. Like there's not that many good people. There's good people there, but like they could only handle so much production before they tap out all the good people. Then they have to bring people from LA and New York to fill those roles. It's like, so what's the point of shooting there? It's going to cost you a lot of money to bring all these people out here. Same thing with Texas and in London. It's always got a great film, but they can't handle the kind of like the amount of production that's needed to maintain what the studios have built with streaming. Like, dude, you're going to cut your streaming service if there's not a Stranger Things coming out or there's not a new, series like Yellowstone series coming out. It's like people are just going to, just go on freaking YouTube or just go to their phones and why am I going to stream? Why am I going to get Netflix anymore? It's like, screw it. I already saw everything, because people have been, their viewing habits are different. So, but there's no way around that. They have to keep producing and making shows. And right now it's just all up in the air, but I think it's starting to kind of like, get back into order little by little. We'll see. I'm thinking it'll get back. Not the same the way it was, but to some degree.
Okay.
But yeah.
That's cool. I'm looking forward to it.
Me too.
I think I want to watch Yellowstone again. I haven't seen it. I've seen the last one.
Which one?
Well, I've seen the end of it.
Of
Yellowstone.
Yellowstone? Yeah.
I like Landman.
Which one?
I like Landman.
Landman's good.
Yeah.
I like that. I worked with Billy Bob Thornton on Goliath.
Yeah.
Dude, he's a great guy to work with. He's so professional, very chill. He'll have his moments, but only as a professional. Like if something's not getting done, like I side with him. I don't care if he's being, like he says something, but it's like, dude, but he's legitimately like he cares about it. He cares about the crew. He cares about it. So I could imagine people on that show are having a good time with Billy Bob because he's really good. He's a good dude.
Yeah. It's not waiting for the next season to come out or whatever season to come out, but whatever. But yeah, all right. Well, thanks a lot for coming in.
Got it, my brother.
Back there, and I haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Okay, so keep doing what you're doing. And where can they see you, or where can they see your work?
I'm a behind the scenes guy, but I'll keep you posted on some of the stuff. I have, like I said, a horror movie that's being developed right now that has funding, but scripts getting worked on right now, but it's starting to move forward. Television show, a book I'm developing as a series. I'm getting ready to shop that. I'm working with a writer to kind of flesh out like a script based on one of the stories within the book.
Yeah.
So I can kind of do a proof of concept about it. So that's coming along. These are all things that it kind of slowed down because the way the industry is right now, but I'm starting to see movement on it, working with people and, just getting those meetings to pitch it. There's a bunch of stuff that's coming down the pipeline that's all kind of like, being worked on. But yeah, no, I keep you informed on what's coming.
Well, you have social media that they can look at you, or do you?
My social media is I just really have Instagram right now. It's Art Gabriel 13, and you'll see a lot of set pictures.
Okay.
Commercials, films, things I'm working. Most of the stuff on there is me with people I work with. Just all those are shots I've taken, and so I also do photography. Mostly like natural light, behind the scenes stuff. I like to focus on my crews, like because that's stuff that you don't see. You see the stars all the time, but I don't even take pictures of the actors. I take pictures of everyone else but them, and I like to shoot a lot in black and white. I got some color stuff there, and just but a lot of what it is just behind the scenes on sets.
All right, that's cool, guys. Check them out. And if you like this, we're going to come up with more stuff and more people coming on. And like and subscribe, 24 Slayton. Get your merch. Hit the notify button, whatever you want to do. Just
hit them up.
Just keep looking at us. We're trying to make it.
All right. Peace.
Bye.